Hello guys, JT Gravity RC here again. I have modded my Devo 7E and now I'm thinking, what should I do now? So the next step is to try to bind your common quads to the Devo 7E. My Devo 7E is modded with the NRF and A7 chip. The A7 chip is connected to the TMS connector, and the NRF chip is connected to the TCK connector, which means that one is connected to port 1, the other one is connected to port 2. So in deviation terms, the A7 chip is connected to A13 on the line of codes, and NRF chips is connected to the A14 line of codes. So to find the ini files, you need to go to Deviation forum, and I think you go under model config to find the ini files for your relevant models. I did go there and find the ini files for my Hubsan and JJRC, and I'm not sure whether it's going to work or not. So what you do with the ini file is you connect your Devo 7E to your computer, and then you press the ENT button while at the same time turning on the Devo 7E to make it go into a USB mode. Once it's in USB mode, it will show up as a USB drive on your computer. So you just drag your ini file to the folder of your Devo 7E. The ini file must be labeled model 1, model 2, model 3, and so forth. So I did that. I'm going to try it now and let you see whether it works or not. I'm going to turn on my Devo 7E, and before it binds, I just say OK, and I'm going to show you the version of my deviation software. So this deviation is Deviation FW version Devo 7E-V4.01. It's the official release of this firmware, but I'm not sure whether it's how long ago this was published. But anyway, I'm going to try see whether I can bind the two aircraft to this Devo 7E. So to bind, you need to go to module menu, then you go to model setup and you load. Model 1 I think is the Hubsan. So I'm going to press model 1, and what you do is you scroll down the screen to here. You can see Hubsan 4 here. So you go another step down, and then you press reinitialize, and then you connect the battery of your Hubsan, and it binds. So let's try this. It binds, but you can see obviously there's a problem here. The motor on the right corner of the back doesn't spin, but it can only spin when you put the throttle up very high. So it may be because of gyroscope. It may need a gyroscope recalibration, but I'm not sure how you do it with the Devo 7E transmitter. Normally with the stock transmitter, all you do is you go to high rates. I'm not sure what these two buttons are for, but anyway, you can go to high rates and then you press both sticks to the left. But with this one, you can't even recalibrate the gyroscope. So I'm not sure how to solve this problem. maybe the deviation firmware for this one doesn't work with Hubsan. So obviously it binds, it works, but then it doesn't fly. It's going to be erratic. So this one works, it binds, but obviously the model init is not compatible. So I'm going to disconnect this one. I'm going to connect JJRC 1000 and see whether it works or not. So again, what you do is you press enter, and then you go model menu, model setup. Hang on. Enter model menu, model setup, and you go back to load, go model number 2, then it goes to V202 protocol. It says bind, so you just press on enter, wait for 3 seconds, and it binds. And let's try this. See, it also spins, it binds, it spins, but then you have a problem there. This is the same problem with the Hubsan. The right back corner model doesn't spin freely, so it cannot fly. Let me put this on the floor and I'll show you what I mean by this. If you press on that, see? See? See, it doesn't work. So obviously there is a problem. So what to do? I don't know anything about programming, so all I need to do is I probably have to do more research, and I'll come back and I'll make a video and I'll show you what I can find. So because there are 2 chips in there, I'm going to try to see how it works if I disconnect this one and reconnect the Hubsan, see whether it can bind or not. So I go back to load, and then I choose model 1. Yeah, it seems that it's binding. So obviously it works. So let's try again. Disconnect this one, reconnect the JJRC, and go back to model menu, model setup. Go back to load model number 2, and press bind. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, it binds. So obviously the deviation firmware can switch between the 2 modules when you choose the relevant model with the different protocols. So, and I also want to show you something. If we scroll down to the protocol, you can see if the chip is enabled, you don't see an asterisk in front of the model name, model protocol. So if you scroll down, all these are supported, except for Sky RTEC with an asterisk there. See? Anyway, I'm going to do more research and come back with a video of how I solve the problem, because with beginners like me and maybe you, we're going to have a lot of problems with using Devo 7e because of our lack of knowledge of how to program a transmitter to bind with different quads. So although it looks and sounds very nice that we can use one transmitter to control all these different models, but then the problem is we need to understand how it really works. If we don't understand how it really works, it's not going to help us. And I find it difficult to find model ini files that can work with the quadcopters that we have, if it's not really tuned for that particular quadcopters. And when I was using Devo 7E to bind with Blade 200QX, it didn't bind properly, and it flew just like the JJRC just then, and I hurt myself on my arms. I think you've seen that video on my YouTube channel. So you just have to be very careful. So anyway, until next video, this is JT Gravity RC signing off, and if you like my video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.